Vigilante Wednesday here on the 10th episode of VW Casual. Show about nothing. Show about nothing. And no, Noble Iowa, you're not late. You're just on time. Just on time. I started a little late because I didn't know I was going to compete against Nerdrotic. Just so happened that way. I just tossed up like, you know what? I have to do a stream. I have to. So this I almost slid and told you what review it is. It's taking time, and it's going to take some time, and I want to take the time to do it because I really do kind of like this process of really thinking, like taking a long time to make a video. It's actually kind of fun, kind of like drawing out because I'm just working on the script. Got to work on the script, and I'm putting notes for when I want clips in, and I'm like, this is fun, but I got to get better at it, and it's gonna, this first one is probably gonna take a little time. And then going forward, it'll probably hopefully take less. And then there's some things I want to talk about as there's a few things I want to talk about that are kind of not in the subject. There's a couple sports things I want to talk about. But let's see who showed up. Who showed up? I appreciate everyone. Hello, Snow the Poop is Q Burr. Hello, V Star aka Nancy. I hope you're doing good health wise. Hope you're doing good. Rajesh Taylor, who I also saw in the Nerdrotic chat. The Stream Elements bot showed up, and my man Noble Iro says, "Who is Nerdrotic?" Obviously, I know they did a Exozone last week, so I think everything's good on that front. I understand. Hey, I understand Noble Iro because it looks like Doomcock is going to be proven right at the end of the day. But we're not here for the drama. Especially like a 2-month-old drama. I'm happy you're happy to be here, man. I want everyone to be happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. It's amazing. I've been here on this platform over a year. I got over 500 subs. I couldn't be happy. I'm trying to do something different, and trying to be economic with my time and not experience burnout. My job situation is hopefully will be smoothing. I mean, I am in a job, but there's just still some other elements that are wacky. I'll tell you about it one day. One day in the future when I got some distance behind it, I'll tell you how wacky this situation is. But I'm in a good place. I'm trying to be. I got to get my health right. I finally stepped on the scale. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Still horrendous, and I have to, lose weight to not die. But I mean, I'm slowly but surely moving my way towards actually giving a crap about my weight. So there's that. And I hope everyone else had a happy 4th, or I know Rajesh obviously is in the UK. Wherever you are, I just hope you had a good weekend and you're having a good day today. So like I said, I have no plans. No plans. I kind of wanted to. It's been a while since I just went planless. I may even end up playing some games. We'll see. We shall see. Hold on a second. But how's everyone else doing in the chat? Good. How are you guys doing this weekend? It's been kind of slow with news that I care about, so I haven't really. That's one of the reasons I haven't made videos outside. Like I said, I've been focusing on a review. Snow the Poop, it says it was a nice 4th visit where other bears ate nummy yummies. Those seals, poor seals. Look like you and the bear clans or whatever packs of bear are called. What happened? Hey, Kaylee D. Appreciate Kaylee D who I did get my twatter back, which I feel cheap about doing, by the way. I really feel like I shouldn't even have peeled it. But I saw people were messaging me and I felt bad. And when I got back on, I saw that Kaylee D kept tweeting stuff. So thank you, Kaylee, for still tweeting my stuff that I did. I appreciate that. And hello from Snow the Poopers. It was great. Had barbecue for a few American friends. Watched England beat Ukraine for the Euros. And news that they will lift the lockdown on July 19th. Yeah, I heard that you get still locked up. That sucks. Good luck. Good luck. I hope the lockdown actually lifts and doesn't come back over there. That's just brutal government. And it's funny, it's been lifted here. So in my head, everything's back to normal. I'm even going into the office to work. So everything is normal for me. Hopefully I did not lose something. I just heard the thing in my computer for the USB. But that sucks. Noble Iowa gained a little today. We'll do some of that over the night. Probably catch up with some yelling today. Yeah. And I guess I'll be on the show, even though, like I said, I got to figure a way to balance the streaming. I don't want to be I don't want to get burnt out. And part of it is getting in better health, so I have more energy. I have to eat better, and that's why I'm starting to juice and things like that. Not steroids. I'll just be fatter. I'll just be the blob, but no, like vegetable, fruit juice, stuff like that. Yes, Peter's doing good. Saw the Bad Batch episode 10, the best one yet. The little girl with sidelines. So you've been watching the Bad Batch. What do you think of it so far, Jens Peter? I mean, have you watched every episode up to it? Yeah, we don't be on yelling. Yeah. Even though sometimes, like I said, that can be hard because some of the stuff we discuss pretty brutal. Last week they were talking about some of the stuff going on in Portland. I had no energy to talk about a lot of that stuff. We'll see what we come up with tonight. No seals this time. We ate hot dogs, burgers, pork ribs, beef ribs, mac and cheese, cinnamon apples, baked beans, pecan pies, greedy bears. Okay, hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It followed on the weekend, so it was smoother. I had the day off today, though. That's why I'm able to stream this early. And I have all to the Jens Peter. Yeah, I'm back on the Twitter, and I feel dirty. I should have. I always find myself trying to be nice, and I don't want like people thinking like I don't know, like people think I'm not like paying attention to them or like missing messages and stuff like that. But I don't really want a Twitter, and I should have just not got it back. But and the thing is, because they didn't fully eat it, I could still see that people were sending me DMs in my email, and I'm like, it's starting to like okay, I'll just get it back just to say hey. But so I have it back. Golly, I mean, also, you know, it makes it easier for comics to give me the link and things like that. It's just unfortunately a convenience. Like man, I hate this platform, man. I really, really, truly, truly hate the platform at a basic level because it's not even the biggest one. It's not even the most relevant one. And then yet it's just talked about, and it's talked about by the same people that hate it. I'm not a hate fucker. So it's like, I don't want to use the platform. I didn't want to use it. And it's just like, there's no other way. Unfortunately, so many people are already on it. That's the way to communicate with people. It's similar, I guess, to this platform in that way. But at least with this one, I still use this. I still watch things on YouTube. I still find, you know, they censor a lot. They do a lot of bullshit. But YouTube is still an interesting platform to use. Twitter is just so depressing and annoying. Start a Telegram group. Is Telegram like you mean like is that another platform, or is this like the actual Telegram system you're talking about? I could give my Discord. Okay, LED Twitter sucks, but I still use it. I just don't want to use it anymore. Hail Fenrir the Ice Wolf. How's Fenrir doing? I know you're obviously not in America, but I hope you had a happy 4th nonetheless. And hail the mighty chat. Yeah, chat is mighty. Please leave a like. And sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So if you're willing to share, I care. So please share the stream if you can do that. Oh, Telegram is a Russian platform. I see. I've never heard of it. I have the Minds. I have the TikTok. Okay, Telegram meaning the app. It's a messaging service. You can do groups too. Okay. But I might as well just give them the Discord. And Jens has watched all the Bad Batch episodes. It's got some good masculine action, but has a little girl that makes it a bit crap. Okay. I've heard mixed things. I guess people are watching that. People still watch Loki. I haven't watched either. Happy 4th of July, Vigilante. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope all my American friends are okay. Yeah, thanks, Fenrir. Appreciate it. Hope you're still okay, too. Hope all my international friends are okay. Got you, Rajesh, and Jens. Obviously out of the U.S., so yeah. It's my British friends, happy Traders Day. There you go. Yeah, Lauren Chin. Okay, so she's on Telegram. And yeah, I did see she was on Friday Night Tights. But Ian Crossland created Minds. He's the guy on fucking Tim Pool. He created it. It's his shit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean people. I mean, I'll use it, but it doesn't mean it's just gonna have enough people to use it to where, because Discord even didn't. Discord didn't. People were still messaging me because they only had the Twitter. So it's like I don't know. I don't know that, because that's the whole thing. Because it's a communication platform. It's not something. I mean, I do use it, and I know you guys use it. I know a lot of people share the damn stream on Twitter. So it's like that's the thing. But I feel cheap. I feel cheap going back to it. I did not delete my tweet though. My tweet is still up. I just appealed it, and they just let it go. They let it go. I could try another messenger. I have the TikTok. I don't use it like to look at thoughts. I just fucking have it to post clips of videos, which I need to do more of. So, what's funny about this? I was thinking about this the other day, not necessarily this situation. He says, so apparently He-Man's got a black ancestor now. King Grayskull is a black dude now. I mean, Kevin Smith just keeps pissing off fans every day. So I don't know about all that. I didn't see that. But I living in the South, I realized, like, there's a, like, thing that, I mean, I guess we see Sean King doing it the other way. But, like, Pass for White, that was a huge thing back in the day of black people trying to assimilate into white communities and things like that. And there's a lot of people that I could tell have like a black great grandfather. You can look at them and tell, like, we have quarter black Garrett, obviously. You can sometimes just look and say, okay, there's somebody black in your ancestry. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, King Grayskull being it would probably take, you still probably need something to remove, but I mean, it's possible, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's done probably to piss people off. That, like, it wasn't done off the kind of, like, it wasn't like creatively done, but it's not like entirely, not like his, because I don't even know much about the He-Man lore. I like the toys and shit, and I remember vaguely the cartoons, but I'm not gonna act like I'm this He-Man expert. I'm not. So that's his dad, nah. Granddad, probably not. Great granddad, man. Potentially. And Fenrir saying hi to Rajesh. Noble went with Captain Jack Sparrow to get the War from Tomorrow movie. I wonder if that's good. I was on a few panels. They were talking about it. I don't know. I may check it out. I still, like I said, I'm doing this review, and there's a couple movies I want to check out maybe for the review, even though I'm getting through it without having to see them. So I may not. Snow the Poopies doesn't spend much time watching FNT, had nothing against it, but the chat scroll talking Where's His Old Bear Down lasts about an hour at most. I have not watched a lot of FNT. I said that in a previous episode. Talking about this shit all week, it's like I come home, or even before I was working, when I'm still working from home, I would get done with work and go to sleep, and then wake up to do Matt's show, and that's it, man. And even I probably need to miss some effort. I'm really tired. I am really tired and really fatigued. So managing time and managing stuff like that is really like a priority, and I got to figure that out. So as a result, FNT is usually a break. Nobody's. There's no obligation to do anything while FNT is on. Nobody else has something. Nobody else is trying to send me a link. No one, it's just I could, and then I'm just off. I don't have to work, and just wake up, and then I can chill and do. Don't get me way down, but I could just chill, do my thing, and go to sleep. If I had, maybe spend more time like writing these reviews, because I got a bunch of reviews I want to do. But FNT gets like, okay, I get to take a break because everyone's watching FNT, so I can sleep. So that's what it's become. It's, again, tired out from talking about the topics. Mr. H says just fine. Watch 66% of it. Okay. What do you think? How is it with you? The time travel thing is just like, it's going to be a logic thing If I can last 2 hours, I have to sleep with the time difference. The show was 3 EFAP guys, the funniest I've ever seen. Watch the whole thing. There you go. Normally I watch the last few hours when Gary uploads the show over the weekend. Yeah, I haven't even. I used to be able to catch that. Now I'm not even doing that. I'm not even able to do that. So yeah. Month past, found I saved so much free time by not watching FNT. Yeah, I still like it. I still try to catch parts of it. Like I'll usually catch like a half hour of it. Like this past week, I caught part of it on the way home from work, things like that. And hey, Nancy, hey, if you started, you're back. I know you were here pre-show, but good to see you here. Good to see you here. All right, what do we talk like? I guess I could look more into this He-Man thing since Fenrir brought it up, making He-Man's ancestor black. Let me see. I mean, like I said, I've seen there. I see people and say, you know what? There's a non-zero chance you have an ancestor that passed for white at some point. It's just that's my guess. And I mean, I'm not saying it's always true. I'm not like I'm just asking random people I see on the street, like for that 23andMe and shit. But like I just, it's not as uncommon as you might think. Let me see. I'm looking on Bounding to see if they had something. Maybe just because even though the articles can be very lengthy, they usually have everything neat and wrapped in a bow, which is why there's such a popular site with YouTubers. Fenrir talking about FNT says he normally catches the repeats the next day. Hail Go 13 shortened his name from Brandon to Infinite Wolf. Still Infinite Wolf named Brandon, but just Go 13 right now. Yeah, and Noble Iowa thinks the movie's nice so far. So far, just afraid some major woke screw up will spoil it for me. We'll see. Also, too many whammons so far. Well, as all right YouTuber Matt Mardigan said, it was too many black people. So there's that. It's not really all right. At least I hope not. I have no idea. That was the joke on the MFer Friday. Sorry for the ASMR energy I'm giving. Like I said, tired. But I wanted to stream because, like I said, I can't just do nothing in between. Even though this video may take I hope it doesn't take a month, but it's already taking a week and I haven't even got the script completed. So I don't know how long it's going to take. But when I'm going to do long form videos, I have to do stuff in between. I can't just do nothing. But yeah, I'm looking. I don't see anything on Bounding. I could look more into it. So King Grayskull back. Is it just something you see in the trailers? Because I don't know, like. Black characters are cool. I like this aspect. Okay. Tila Man, Black Granddad is probably setting up for Black He-Man in future generations. Had the DNA test done, where I came up when I expected. Irish, British, Isles, Western Europe, a touch of Greek or Italian, and get more specific and a lot of polar bear. I see. Sub to B, I like daily doses of humor. I see. I didn't get the 23andMe done. And with all this pandemic, I feel vindicated. I feel fucking vindicated. I don't know if I should say that. I don't know if it's going to give me antivirus, but that's how I feel. And it's Scandinavian. Let's see. Let's see, but yeah, I'm not 23andMe for He-Man. I have no idea. Good for him. Good for him. Like whatever, man. Whatever. Race swapping characters does nothing positive for Black community. I just saw that on Twitter, and it's true. All it says creators have no faith that Black characters can be gonna own unless it's back with the reputation of pre-existing white characters. It's absolutely true. But I mean, again, part of it's laziness. Part of it's not even that deep. Part of it's laziness, and they say, well, let's make a character Black so we can get clout. They don't even realize that's happening. Hoping something interesting, but my ancestors failed me. Hey, what do you do? What do you do? It is what it is. I didn't talk about the Bill Cosby thing. What do you guys think about the Bill Cosby thing, man? I think, you know what? I'm glad he's out. I'm not saying I would want like a loved one to just, eat Jello or drink around him. But I'm saying a lot of them hoes were lying. That's what I'm saying. And that may be unpopular. Maybe it's more popular now that he's out. But I felt that way for a long way. I'm not going to act like I was just this in-depth investigative reporter into the Bill Cosby situation at any point in time. But I saw enough of people questioning some of these ladies and some of their testimony. It was very similar to what we got from the Warren Ellis thing. If you guys watch the Culture Crime Fighters, which I should actually clip out. Don't know why I haven't. But that Warren Ellis thing, or that's something to do a video on. That so many of us shit, where some Warren Ellis sent the bitch an email, and she's like offended for like 20 years later. Another bitch was 27, and he was interested in what she was saying because he was 36. I'm like, what does a 36-year-old man care about 27-year-old? I mean, fucking 36-year-old men, 35-year-old men are dating women in their late 20s. Like, what are you talking about? What is wrong with you? All these women came forth like a lot of women don't lie. And I'm sorry, man. I don't care what number it was. A lot of these women were saying that fucking when he was in the 70s. I mean, he was powerful in the 70s, but I have a hard time thinking that you couldn't have came forward and said Bill Cosby did something to me and it'd have been a problem. I don't know, man. I'm not saying that everything was above the board. I'm not saying on some level you don't get what you deserve for being someone who perpetuates the fucking casting couch. That he did do. And he does deserve shame and shit for that. But them hoes were lying, man. That it's not like these girls. It's not like I'm not an investigative reporter, but there was a significant number that were full of shit. And it sucks. I'm not saying everybody was, but once you have some, it's just like, And then you have these mobs where mobs of bitter ex-girlfriends want to jump on a guy when he's down, try to get some clout, try to get some fame. You remember they had all these girls on like Dateline all together and shit. They all wanted clout and fame. And then you interview a few of them, and they say, well, no, I didn't say he assaulted me. Then what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing here? So it's not, I know that may be controversial. Again, yeah, hide your dog. I wouldn't, you know what I mean? You got to be smart. Putting Papa's free. Bill Cosby is free. All the brothers hide your daughters. Just, man, it's funny as hell. Like I said, I wouldn't, if I had a female loved one, I would not have her drink anything out of his refrigerator. I hate to say that. Yeah, it's always something with a black celebrity, man. And the thing is, all this shit happened when he was trying to buy. I can't remember. It was all NBC or part of NBC. It was always suspicious to me, man. Yeah, it looks like he's done the time for the crime. I'm not, I'm not an investigative reporter, but I think something funky happened in the first place. And I'm sorry, the amount of women who lie doesn't makes, the amount of women that lie doesn't mean it's like okay. And again, there is the one thing I'm looking. You got Quaaludes. Was it in your mind you're going to use these Quaaludes for young women that you wanted to have sex with? And he says yes. So it's like, okay. He wasn't, super innocent either. But a lot of these women were had long-term relationships with him. And a lot of these women didn't actually, they were just trying to say shit for clout. Enough so that number is like way too much. Way too much. But now I'm looking at comments on it because I was looking at the Bounty article. I didn't bring it up, but let me see. I guess I don't even know why he was let out. I guess it was wrongfully convicted. I'm not sure. I don't know. No, but Ivan says Nick did analysis. I'm assuming you mean Nick Ricada. I recommend everyone watch it. Maybe I'll have to watch it because I'm not. I don't know enough analysis to know. This comment's good. Happened to BLM, a black guy got freed, and suddenly Twitter is mad about him and his former co-star. So you don't understand. It's a totem pole. Black men, straight black men, are the white men of the SJW totem pole thing. They don't matter. They are the most hated group in that thing. That's why, you know what I mean? That's why if you got the black SJW male, straight black male, a lot of times they're more soy. No, I'm not gonna say it. They're not usually more soy. They try to be more soy. They attempt to appear more soy than the white because they go out of their way to be non-threatening. A lot of times, not all times. Sometimes they can't help it. They just say fuck it. And don't forget, Lord of the Rings was created by a very Catholic man in the old days. Pro homosexuality. Sam is gay despite him being married with kids. And happy Monday night, Malcolm 90. Well, shit, I got to bounce. All right, go. You're allowed to leave. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't liked the stream, please do. And either way, man, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for showing up. It's a prosecution screw up. Didn't make the mistake a decade ago. It's not a new thing. Okay. So it was a prosecution screw up. Well, it is what it is. So I'm reading through this. I shouldn't read through this online. I should probably know more. And yeah, you take care too, Go. You take care too. You take care. So what do we talk about? It's funny. This has been a long time since I've said, "Oh, I'm gonna just go blind." Usually it's flies, but I realize I haven't not streamed as often as I usually do. It's a little bit more work to get back in the swing of things. And part of it is things that I'm not entirely interested in. I'm not entirely interested in the Captain America thing because it's not they've been doing this for years. So I don't see what makes this more significant outside of maybe it's just a little more or a little less news going on outside of Loki. What is there to talk about? And I'm not watching Loki. So it's just like, okay, let this Captain America, for the 5,000th time, they've done some anti-American thing with Captain America. Okay. He's already a Nazi or Hydra. Did not see that coming. And he's not even him anymore. I think he's like a clone or whatever he is. You know what I'm saying? So he's already been ruined multiple times over. What is new about another time? What is new about another speech? Oh, he hates America. Okay. It's just Tuesday. Marvel has a Captain America hate America. So it's not a big deal. See, I'm just looking at Bounding. Jesus. Quentin Tarantino says he wish he did more to stop Weinstein. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not saying you like his movies. I like his movies, obviously, with Tarantino, but like, we don't believe you. You need more people. I don't believe that. More looking against Allison Mack. Did you guys? Let me see. Yes, last year happened. Same thing happened. Same date. Attack Cap. Anybody remember that? What did they do last year? 4th of July. I kind of do. And you know what? This has been a rumor for a while. Yeah, it's that the Flashpoint film, Ben Affleck may die. Always love your streams. Always off the chain, not like the rest of whatever is going on. Always something different. Always try. But I remember, what did they do? Once you mention it, I'll know it. But it's every year they do something. Every year they do. I feel like they made him say something stupid, but it could be something dumber. Let me see what else happened. It was something else. Oh yeah, the Indiana Jones that just confirmed his injuries confirmed. The NXIVM thing. But it's like, who cares? Like, I mean, the Indiana Jones thing is old. Who cares about any of this stuff? Even the cult, like, we know how crazy Hollywood is. Ben Affleck had a good look as Batman. Like, this costume looked pretty cool. He's been solid as Batman. Yeah, everyone's saying have a good one to go 13. Hell, Slasher McSplitter. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here. But in a way, though, the fact that there's nothing like, at a certain point, we got to stop giving these people like headspace, man. At a certain point, you got to just like, okay, there's woke stuff that just made a new TV show that's woke. If we haven't had that over the past 2 or 3 years, every fucking time, you know what I mean? It's like a new episode of something that Marvel or Disney or DC did is woke. Like, it's at a certain point, you just that's the baseline you accept. So now it's like, okay, let's find the good things. That's why at least there's some talk about this Tomorrow War. Maybe it is solid. Maybe it is worth watching. I know a lot of people watch Nobody, still haven't gotten into that, still haven't gotten into Invincible. So I'm behind on things that people want. So I guess there's a rumor, and I'll just let that boundary. Apparently there's a rumor that Supergirl will save the world and Batman and the Flash will be idiots. That's great. That's dope. I want to see that. Yeah, the Black Widow film being crap. I knew it. Poor action film. We need new stuff, damn it. We're not getting it. We'll get it from independent people. We're not going to get it from these companies. And that's what it is. We got to be crate diggers. We got to crate diggers, Diggers, Jesus. But that's a reference to hip hop, that you dig in the crates. You looked for the obscure records, and then you would make new music out of it. You still do that, right? So we got to dig in the crates for when it comes to movies and to entertainment. It's not going to come from the mainstream at all. Well, we will get a few. We'll get a few because even a blind squirrel can find a nut. But we're not going to get a lot of good material coming from Disney, coming from DC. We got to think about old movies that we either forgot about or haven't seen in a while or just didn't see when they came out. And that's really what all we have, or independent movies of the past few years where it's like, oh man, I've never even heard of this movie. This is dope. I never even heard of this show. This is dope. That's what we have to find. Yeah, Disney fucking up mythology assets. That's all they do right now, is take old properties that you grew up with and destroy them. I see indie films going up and up. They will. Once we have independent films in their own Comicsgate type land, that's when we'll get the material. Because the thing with the movies is, Comicsgate, I mean, obviously with Cyberfrog has generated a lot of money. But I think if you had a movie that was crowdfunded but was a hit, it would make quite a bit of money outside of the crowdfund. And I think that hasn't happened yet. But once it will, it'll open the floodgates for it happening. And so that the movie has to be made. That property has to be made. And I mean, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some work. But somebody's going to be able to do it. So that's my prediction. And once one person does it, once we have that EVS, so to speak, in film, and independent film, and actually, you know, there's already bigger things like Blumhouse. We were talking about R&B a few weeks ago. Shout out to Robert and Ryan Burnett. He brought up Blumhouse and their model. Obviously, you still get that greed from the Hollywood execs, but they're able to take $10 to $12 to $20 million movies and make hundreds of millions of dollars off them. There's so many new creators out there. Just watch these people take over. I agree, Nancy. That's the hope, and I really need to do a better job, and we need to have a better spirit about finding the ones that already exist. I know there's an indie film that's come out in the past year and a half that's really worthwhile that I haven't seen. And I need to find out what it is. That's my job. I have to find out what it is. And we all have to find out what it is and then push it amongst each other. I know what you mean, content creators. I usually content creators. I just say creators. I had an idea what you meant. Apparently they have a new SJW Black Widow apprentice that's supposed to be the next Black Widow. That'll be fun. All we can hope for with Black Widow is that it actually wakes normies up. It's going to make a lot of money. It's going to, you know what? It might make $1 billion or like close to it, between 700 and 800. A lot of normies are going to go see this movie. Are they going to notice? Are they going to like it? Are they going to think it's stupid? Are they going to think it's dumb? Or are they going to say, oh, it's another Marvel movie, hooray? That's the question. When they go see it, what do the normies think? That's the only question that matters with Black Widow. If you're looking for Black Widow to be a complete failure, I'm sorry. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it'll be the thing that teaches Hollywood a lesson. But here's the thing. Even if this movie, let's say this movie only makes 50 this opening weekend, which I'm pretty sure it's going to make more. If this movie only makes 50 this opening weekend and only makes $350 to $450 million, which I know these are incredible numbers to just regular people, but for Hollywood, it won't really be. They won't be happy, but they'll write it off because of the coup. They'll say, it's not what we want, but we'll deal with it. It won't give them. It won't knock any sense into them. It won't. Like, we need another Last Jedi. If it's actually better for this movie to make $800 million, therefore having more people see it and more people dislike it, than for it to be disliked and not make money. Because then it will just be written off as just another movie people didn't see. If this is just Ant-Man and the Wasp, it really won't. There's no chance to change things, which again, that's not really my goal. But if I do think we're talking about the indie creators, we need to support them. One thing that makes it easier for them to get support is if you have a pissed off fan base with what we're getting from the major Hollywood. So the more pissed off, like I always have the opposite idea. I want them to be seen. I want everyone to see what Hollywood is doing, so they can say, "Oh, this is stupid," and what's going on here? What's going on with this nobody film? What's going on with this or whatever else? Only thing saving is because their theaters are open again. They're going to go because now they can. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. That's what happened with Fast and the Furious. That's what happened. I wonder that's something to check. What did Fast and the Furious do this weekend? Not just last weekend. I know they had a big opening weekend. Let me just look at the box office this weekend. I wonder if they include today, because I know not everybody had off today. Let me see. So I'm looking at got around 30 million F9. So it'll have 123 million through 2 weeks domestically. And I expect similar numbers for Black Widow. That's what I expect for Black Widow. Black Widow won't make as much money. It's going to be a feminist film. The actual report not able to sell the film. I think it'll make so much money off of the Marvel, just the Marvel name. Just the Marvel name will do it. People will just go to theater. That's what I think. Waiting for Rob Zombie's Monsters. When does that come out? A lot of people are talking about that. I'm not sure. Some people are positive. Some people are negative. I don't expect wokeness from Rob Zombie's Monsters. And I'm not sure how far along that is. That's probably like next year, I would guess. I think I'm unfortunate with Nancy. But what I'm hoping is that you're still right. I hope this is not a good movie. I hope it gets a lot of people to just go to see it. And a lot of people say, man, Marvel's not as good as it used to be. If millions of people can have that reaction, that's what you want. Because you can't, like, they're too evil to stop. Otherwise, they have to do a lot of damage themselves. They have to sell the alternative by being so bad that the alternative is like necessary for fans. So Black Widow, my hope is that is worse than what everyone says, and it makes a lot of money. So a lot of people get to see it, and a lot of people get to hate it. That's my hope for Black Widow. That's what I really hope. I don't plan on reviewing that. I don't plan on watching that. The next current movie I'll probably watch, honestly, probably be that Karen movie. When that comes out, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check out Karen for sure. For sure, I'm checking out Karen. That's a must-see movie for me. Let's see. So now I start to look at Twitter. And shout out to Kaylee for retweeting the show. Thank you. Remember, sharing is caring. Maybe I'll start telling me some Twitter news, and I gotta check that out later. They just say he was in Bulgaria looking for places with Bush Patrick. So that's still they're in pre-production for that Rob Zombie. And Karen, you didn't see the trailer to Karen? Oh, you didn't see a trailer to Karen? Oh man, Nancy, you're in for a treat. After Captain Marvel, the name is not going to save it. After Birds of Prey, they found out. We'll see. Marvel's has a bigger name than DC though, but Karen is a movie that's coming out, and there's a crazy trailer. And I'm so nervous about playing trailers because still to this day, AEW still has a copyright strike on my channel, an unfair, illegal, not copyright strike, and so I'm still hesitant about playing trailers and doing all that sort of stuff. So I don't want to play the trailer. But check out the Karen. If you Google the Karen trailer, maybe I could drop it in the chat. I can give you guys that. Yeah. Check it out. It's hilarious and bad. Very bad and very hilarious. Oh man. Here's something. I wish I could play trailers. Apparently Netflix just dropped a War for Cybertron trailer. Transformers. This is something I might check out. I might check that out. War for Cybertron on Netflix, July 29th. It's something I might check out. It's something I watch. Mach 90, I remember. Yes, I remember. Black Latinx exists. So it's Chinese Latinx, Brazilian Latinx, Latin Latinx, and Muslim Latinx, obviously. You're forgetting it, white Latinx. Sheesh. Other colors that don't even represent races. Fuchsia Latinx. For all the fuchsia people, for the hot pink Latinx, neon green Latinx. Everybody's involved. Everybody's involved. Yeah, Karen is a very cringy trailer. Cringy trailer. And apparently, I guess the trailer is what shows the Black Grayskull for He-Man. He-Man. In fact, Abe Lincoln was Latinx, obviously. And Brutal Morningwood says PaisleyLivesMatter. Shout out to Prince. Oh. No worries. We knew what you were talking about, Nancy. I know if you're on mobile, it's a chore. It is a chore. So, I mean, yeah, this is... I'm hoping that, again, this Black Widow is a very successful movie. I wish Marvel the best. I wanted to make so much money and get so many people to wake up on how stupid the MCU is going to become, and it's already become. Because that's the only way. And the MCU will die one day anyway. I don't know when that day is. In a way, the Koof may have even bought him a few years just out of people wanting to get back to normal, and a Marvel movie and some popcorn just feels normal. So a lot of people are just going to want that, just like a Fast and Furious movie and popcorn just felt normal. Watching Loki on Disney Plus just feels normal. So it's going to take a while for the normies to even care if something's good. It's going to take them a while. Because for right now, they're not going to care. They just want to feel something somewhat normal. And yeah, that's what it's about. Nancy Karen is the white racist next door. Most of that film should be her watching critical race theory videos. Yeah, it is a critical race theory wet dream. And I've said this in the only reason any mainstream media source criticized this movie is because it's about a woman. If it was about Craig, the white racist man, it would be no backlash whatsoever. I mean, it'd still be backlash from people on the right, so to speak. But none otherwise. None otherwise. Mocking the Latinx instead of Malcolm X. Malcolm Latinx. Yep, on my phone this weekend. I have a new tablet and laptop. Need to reboot my Wi-Fi this weekend. Yeah, me. Let's see. And some love from Snow to Poop. For Snow to Poop is from Brutal Morningwood. But you know what? I really wish I could play trailers. I would probably actually play not only the Karen trailer, but I'm so messed up with trailers, and I don't want any more damage done to my channel. But not only Karen, but I would play this Transformers trailer because that's something I'm probably going to be interested in. We haven't heard anything like negative or woke about this Transformers thing. I've heard it in the works for a while, but like, has anyone heard anything bad about this Transformers Cybertron project that is coming out on the 29th? Let me get the name right. Oh, damn it. Well, let me go back to it. War for Cybertron. It's the War for Cybertron trilogy Kingdom. Like, has anyone heard anything crazy about it? Let me see. So have they already done 2 of them? So it shows you how far I'm behind. Oh, so yeah, they started this last year. Something demonic about the episode length. Having 3 seasons, each episode is 6. Every episodes are 6. You can take that how you want it. But what do you guys think? I didn't know they already had 2 seasons of this shit. But I guess it just started last year, and they've been just really doing it in parts. So within a year, they're doing all 18 episodes. What do you guys think of it? Has anyone watched this so far? And I didn't even know this thing exists. This is if there's a negative to this, the whole community, I didn't know this was even a thing. We've talked so much about the shittiness, and this may be mediocre at best. It may not even be good, but I know there's a lot of Transformers fans, and this has been going on a year. Pretty much again, I don't know what's going on with the 6. Every 6 months or so, they released 6 episodes, and they did 3 of them. So Illuminati confirmed on that. So there's that. But outside of the obviously, esoteric numbering, I've heard nothing. We've heard nothing about this. Like I didn't know this was even happening, and that sucks. I really wish I knew if it was good, if it was bad, It's like if you don't engage in the culture war, we don't care about it. It's like, hey, certain things are not woke. They're just there. Yeah, Pat nope. Nancy, nothing hurt, nothing bad, nothing bad, nothing good. Hell no, corporeal life form. Trying to get more like you with long form videos, but it takes me a lot longer than it takes you. Hey, chat. Saying hi to everyone in chat. It's taking me a long time to write. That's why I'm doing these streams. Got to do more streams in between writing. It may take a month for my first video. With all the editing and shit I want to do. So we will see. We will see. Had you heard about this? Like I said, this War for Cybertron trilogy that I didn't even know was a thing that's been happening fucking all year. This past year. Let's actually share the screen. Actually, I can share the audio. No, I'll share it and mute it. For Transformers has had this War for Cybertron trilogy. They started releasing stuff July 30th of last year. Then December 30th of last year, and now they're having another release July 29th of this year. So over the course of a year, releasing basically the whole series. It's a trilogy. So I don't know anything about this. I'm actually going to check this out on Netflix. Maybe do reviews, maybe not. Just check out, see how good it is, see if it's fun to watch. But I didn't hear anything about it. And I would say that's a blind spot in the community. So yeah, okay, Pop Culture Republic has watched. What do you think of it, man? I would imagine Ironcaster has watched it as well. It says you have to watch the War for Cybertron. It's been kind of a sleeper series. I like Beast Wars a lot as a kid by Mainframe Entertainment. Same people that did Reboot. I liked both shows as a kid, and I enjoyed it. Well, there's a new season coming out in about a month, on the 29th. Less than a month. Pop Culture Republic. So yeah, it looks interesting, and I really wish I would have known it was happening. You know what I mean? It would have been cool to know it's happening. It's just one of those things, similar to The Last Ronin. If you know, you know, but if you don't, you're like, oh, I didn't even know this was happening. Like when good stuff happens, it goes under the radar. Jens Peder says, I think I might watch the first season as Turbo was not a fighter until the Decepticons tried to kill him because he wasn't a Decepticon. Okay. I'll check it out. I'm going to check it out. I really wish I would have known. I mean, it's small enough that I'll get through it before the new season comes out. But I'll be checking it out after the stream. That's really it's unfortunate that stuff this is exactly what I'm talking about. What other stuff is coming out, sleeper stuff that we just don't even know about because it's not on our radar? This just wasn't even on my radar. I knew they were doing something with Transformers. I thought it was yet to be released. It's been released all damn year. Shows what I know. We got to get better at letting people know what's happening. And not just, I get it. We got to talk about what they're doing because of how nefarious it is. We really, that one thing I guess I could talk about, which is really disgusting. You guys hear about that Washington Post article encouraging, it was basically encouraging grooming for kids in the name of LGBTQ. I could find it, and I don't want to talk about it too much because it's gross, but that's something we can talk about if you want to spread the news on how this shit is going. But to do it to such an extent that we don't get to talk about what's good and what's cool, even if it's not perfect, everything's not going to be perfect. We just, there's something woke coming out. Let's talk about how woke something is. It's like, okay, we gotta do more than that. We have to. See if I find it. Let me see. Let me see. I see reaction. Okay, I think I can find an article. Wow. Let me see. If I can find it, I'll talk about how crazy this is. Because this is the shit that's disturbing. And this is the shit that's news. We're talking about, they ruined something woke. Wow. This is a real thing. All right, I'm about to show you guys this shit. Man, this is disturbing. There's something wrong with society, and there's something wrong with women. Not saying women with women. Just this sentence. Yes, kink belongs at Pride, and I want my kids to see it. Children need to know they can make their own ways in the world. Children need to stop with this over-sexualized. Sex is so important. It's more important in kids' lives. Why do you want to expose kids to kink? Why do you want to expose kids to so many sexual concepts at such a young age? Lauren Roello, and I'm saying this woman's name, but for God's sake, do not contact her. For God's sake, do not talk to this woman. That's not why I'm saying this last name.
Stand away! All of you! I don't want anything for his mob lawyer to use. You understand?
Hopefully you guys can hear that. But seriously, stay away from this demon. This person's evil, by the way. This person's evil. Queer liberation. What are people need to be liberated from, by the way? But she says, our family took the train into Philadelphia as we rode across the bridge to attend the city's Pride Parade 5 years ago. My wife's legs bounced with a nervous jitter, so I guess she's a lesbian. She squeezed my hand. Oh, okay. Worried that she might run into a colleague or be harassed by a stranger. My wife is trans, wasn't out at the time. Okay. So she typically only expressed her authenticity in the privacy of her home. That morning, she wore a green skirt, light makeup, brushing her hair, print marching. So they have children. When our children get tired of marching, they plop by a nearby curb. Just as we settled, our elementary schooler pointed in the direction of oncoming floats, raising an eyebrow at a bare-chested man in dark sunglasses whose black suspenders clipped a leather thong. That man playfully spanked by a partner with the flog. Oh my God, what are they doing? My curious kid asked as our toddler cheered them on. The pair was the first of a few dozen kinksters who danced down the street, laughing together as they twirled their whips and batons, leading to some campaigns and leashes. At the time, my children were too young to understand the nuance of the situation. Absolutely. Oh my God, but I told them the truth. These folks were members of our community, celebrating who they are or what they like to do. Listen, I'm not going to say anything about her family. God bless her family that she was able to build. Trans husband. I'm not getting into that. But why the fuck do you want your kids to see any adult in a thong? Ever, being spanked by another adult? What? Break this down to me like I'm a 2-year-old. And I can't do more of this article. It's fucking disgusting, man. It's fucking disgusting. What goes on in anyone's mind that thinks that it's okay for your child to see another adult's bare ass and to see them being spanked? And to encourage that for a child. You had a child in elementary school and a child and who was a toddler, and the writer admits they don't understand what's going on. That's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. Under no, like this, to just say that there's no circumstances where I would ever want my child, luckily I don't have any children, but will ever want my child to ever see an adult's bare ass being spanked under any circumstances, regardless of the sexuality involved. Why would anyone want to expose their children to that? What is going on with these people, man? Not for nothing, I'm all for everyone waving their personal free flag proudly, but don't wave it in my 3-year-old niece's face. And you know what I'm going to say? It's nothing to the people on the float. They're just at this, they're expressing themselves. But why would you want your child to see that? Why do you think it's important for your child to see a bare ass being spanked from an adult? And hey, Authenticator, how you doing, Dalton, the Authenticator? Appreciate you being here. Man, that's just wild. That's just wild to me, man. But you know, this is part, I mean, it's just crazy. It's going too far, man. It's going too far. I'm just looking at the comments, and most of the comments are just, you know, even gay people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, man?" Like, it's just there's some messed up people. Some messed up people. It's not a place you bring a kid. Yeah, it's not. You can't not faulting the people on the float. They didn't know that there's going to be some sick Washington Post writer who wants their kids to be exposed to the shit to prove a point. And yeah, the days of Noah phrase. There's some days of Noah shit. Pop Culture Republic. That's some end of day shit. I mean, goodness. To again encourage that. It's just beyond me, man. If they were 15-year-olds, I still, yeah, they're 15. What the fuck? What the fuck are you gonna do? If it are 15 years, they have access to everything. There's nothing you can do at that point. But fucking like elementary and toddler, nah. You got to be out of middle school at least. At least. And that's probably too young. But then again, they're 15, so what the fuck can you do? You can't stop a 15-year-old from doing shit. So there's nothing you can do at that point. Jesus. And then what happens? The thing I always wonder, what happens if your kid grows up straight? I know you're going to try to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't know that. I hope they don't, because that'd be just as fucked up as you forcing somebody to be straight when they're not. But like, what happens then? And they say, you know, I didn't really want to go to all that. I mean, stuff. I didn't want. No, mom. I didn't want to see a bare ass man spank another man when I was 10. That's not what I wanted to see. What then? What then? Oh man, I don't know how to change the subject from that. I got to though, right? That's just depressing. That's depressing. And you know, sometimes I say things are for attention. I would be better. I would feel better if that was for attention. That's really what that person feels. They really don't see anything wrong with it. They really don't get it. Like, if you're going to be a parent, protecting your child should be your utmost. To your utmost importance. Protecting your child should be at utmost importance. Pop Culture Republic says it's not the same country as it was in Happy Days is on TV. I agree with that. And as someone who is gay, wears me out. Teens, tweens are a bit different, but anyone below 10 or 11, it's hard. No, I would say even tweens. And that's for straight. Like, we really have overexposed our tween age and younger kids to sexuality as a straight, gay, whatever. It's too many people fucking. It's too many people fucking at too young of an age. And that's why everyone's all fucked up now. That's why all the adults now are fucked up. They've been, you're 30, you've been fucking for almost 20 years. Stop. We got to stop. We got to bring some of that back, because it's led to a bunch of people who are just so sex crazed in their thinking. And that's why the first thing they lead with is their sexuality. Even before we were doing the LGBTQ thing, it was just every guy was smashed like 50 chicks before the opening credits. It wasn't even James Bond. It was just random. Wherever it didn't, it's like, stop. What the fuck is the movie about? Yo, you've been fucking for 30 minutes. We don't even know what the movie's about. We have over sexualized our society so badly. So we gotta. I think we have to stop because that's how you get motherfuckers showing like I said showing their 5-year-old kink shit. That's wild to me. That's wild. Yeah, I gotta figure something else to talk about. This messes me up. Messes me up. And, oh yeah, I'm trying to get everything I missed. The slave one thing I didn't really want to talk about. That's another thing I didn't talk about that because it's like I don't care. All this did is make boxes that say slave one more expensive than they already were. That's what the toy boxes that say slave one are now even more expensive than they already were. By the way, I don't think of myself as a slave for the 5 trillionth time. And I fucking never will, ever. But so now if you want Boba Fett's ship, whether it's a Lego form or action figure, and if you wanted to say slave one on the box, it's going to cost even more to get it from eBay than it did before. Otherwise, I don't care. I mean, it's stupid. I do prefer the name that it would just keep its original name. Somebody made a good point. Death Star sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? Maybe tone it down a bit. 6-star, potentially dangerous star. It's a good point. Death Star doesn't sound Stormtrooper. Again, doesn't sound warm and fuzzy either. When a kid grows up with parents they don't get on with, they lie and say they're dead. It does happen sometimes. Dear Disney, regards Star Wars franchise, you don't like it, don't buy. Okay, people just mad about it. But I don't know. Just like action figures of a certain character from The Mandalorian. Yeah, Cara doing stuff. Then again, I'm firmly against prudishness. I grew up on The Simpsons and stuff like that. There's a fine line between prudishness and just going nuts. Yeah, but I think they're just like, hey, I think you got a little more bound, especially you're talking about the parent relationship. You probably can't stop a 13-year-old, but you can at least try to slow on down. And I don't know that just the opposite. I don't know what the opposite of prudishness, promiscuousness. I don't know if that I don't know that culturally encouraged promiscuousness is the right way to go. There's a balance to be found. Finding that balance, and then as a parent, you should err on the side of prudishness for logical purposes. So listen, you're an emotional human being. Everybody you mess with is going to have an emotional impact on you. I don't care. You can act like it doesn't. It does. So if you want to be jacked up and in your 30s just drinking and crying all the time because you fucked up everything when you were younger, I can't stop you. But here's some advice on not to do that. It's the excessiveness, yeah. It's a good point. This excessiveness is never going to be good. Good job, Boba Fett's ship was not a black ship, or it would have been really bad. Star Wars, yeah, it had some white, some brown, some tans and shit. I don't know. Who knows? But this is the current. Remember, this is the company that calls a vessel, you know, and a Geo the character. So they're not good. On top of woke and all this stuff, they're also not good. They're very much not good at basic stuff. And hail, New Bomb Turk. Appreciate you being here. Oh, yeah. Did see that. Gwen Berry. And I also saw, did you see Sha'Carri Richardson? Fucking, they're going to suspend her for weed? That's I actually cared more about that than this, the other one. Turn her back to the flag. Because Sha'Carri Richardson, I've been watching the little trials, and she seems like a star. It's like, what? Why are we still? When are we going to just chill and just say, okay, listen, this weed thing, we were wrong. Let's remove it from the class list. Let's remove it from the banned substance list. It's not a performance-enhancing drug. If you wouldn't give somebody a breathalyzer, and I heard those fucking Olympic parties are fucking wild. Fucking wild. So I don't know. Compensated worker one says snort a poopus. But the Gwen Berry thing, I mean, listen, the Olympics, it's time to get clout. And she wanted her clout. She got her clout. She got her clout. I mean, I said she just wanted her clout. It worked. It worked. And then it's a talking point. Oh, she disrespected the flag. And this, I mean, whatever, man. Like, I'm not, this is America Day. But I'm done falling for banana in the tailpipe, right? I'm not gonna act like I'm engaged with every argument. I'm glad that I was born in this country, but I'm not I don't got a flag tattooed on my back either. You know what I mean? I would be more of a God before country guy anyway. But I mean, I don't know. That, like, I don't even take it at face value. I can't help but to think that something like that's for clout. I would just disagree with that. He said, you do any drugs, even smoke, you have no place in sports. If we have that same standard for alcohol, what would we do? Because I don't see why marijuana is still classified in the way that it is. I think it's just such an obsolete view to have on it. If we had that same stance for alcohol, what would happen? That's my thought. And I mean, again, if you're talking about performance enhancing stuff, which they don't stop. If you think the Olympics are clean, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell. There's nothing clean about the Olympics. You guys remember the Tour de France when they caught Lance and they couldn't even give it to a backup down. They were like 25 people or something stupid. So you say alcohol only, so you're just like straight edge athletes. Let me tell you something, brother. When they get into that, you remember what's the guy who smashed up the bathroom in Rio? Laki? That's just the shit that gets out, man. Those Olympic parties are wild. Stop paying attention to the Board Olympics years ago. So if I'm not saying you're wrong, if that was an absolute standard, there would be no Olympics at all. I disagree just because it's like I mean, she do the rule. So that's the thing. I do have that mindset, but it's time to change the rule. That's my thought. The rule sucks, and it's time to change it. In my opinion, it's time to change the rule. I can't fault her suspension because it does exist. This is the rule. It isn't new. She knew it. She took the risk. So I agree with that. But my point is, it's time to change the rule. Sports should be promoting health. Use any drug, or you out of here. That's just not realistic to me. And especially, again, the Olympics are not clean. There are a lot of athletes for all of the countries who are using substances to enhance their performance. That's the standard for a lot of Olympians. So if they and they know that, they secretly do not want people to. They have their testing. They want to have a high standard. They want to catch people, but they don't want to catch people at the same time. And we can help some people perform better. The tobacco that's bad for your body will not help much. Guess it can relax people, I guess. Sports talk. How about them Cowboys? They extended my sports knowledge. Why not teach? Because it's not the Olympics. What do you think the Olympics are? That's the real question. Why not teach children take drugs in? The same reason I don't let a kid drive. They're not an adult. Same reason I don't let a kid do a lot of things. They're not an adult. Olympics are, listen, if you still buy into some nobility for what the Olympics are or what you were sold the Olympics were, and you have that standard, I can't fault you. I'm just someone who has a more pragmatic view of the Olympians. I have little to no doubt that every gold medalist in our lifetimes have used some substance to enhance their performance. That's my view. I would say if I'm wrong, the percentage wise, maybe with a 2 to 3%, maybe the 2 to 3% of them who have been clean. I say gold medalists. I didn't say gold medalists for America. I said gold medalists in general. Probably every single or 99% of every medalist in general has been on some performance enhancer. than forbid Olympics from children. I'm not a moralist like that, though, Noble Iro. I mean, like, I know, hey, maybe you're catching me in one. I just talked about the morals of the kink thing. I don't want to watch, kids to be, exposed to sexualized things. But I mean, the reality of sports itself, the reality of how much performance enhancers are being used in sports is just something that I don't know if society has dealt with properly. So if you're someone who has that view, which there are a lot of people who have that view, hence why it's still the seedy underbelly instead of out in the open, right? That, okay, if we're going to have people using performance enhancers, they shouldn't even be watching the Olympics. We should even be. It's just that it's hard to put that toothpaste back in the tube. It's hard to put that toothpaste back in the tube. But let's see what Snorri Pooper says. It says this athlete is just seeking attention. That's why I think seeking a moment of attention and fame, just like all the kneeling players and actors, turning award shows into a chance to spew their opinions. I agree. Dedicator said things with drugs. Most of the problems with illegal drugs come from impurities in manufacture. If all drugs were legal and held to medical purity standards, a lot of problems would disappear. Ben Johnson is a good case of steroids. They did overlook the weed rule twice before with Matt Phelps and Shaun White. Did they? I do remember something with Shaun White. Maybe they'll overlook it. Again, it's funny, they're always American athletes, but maybe they'll overlook it here. And again, man, I think the rules should just be changed for marijuana. If we're going to have as many states legalize it, it really needs to be. I know the DEA exists, but I think they got enough with the fentanyl crisis and the opiate crisis. They don't need to still be messing with weed. They have enough on their plate to still get their fucking funding. Which is it's stupid to even think in those terms, but that's the reality. That's the reality when you're working with big government. So I think that if we could declassify marijuana from a schedule, whatever, I think schedule one, whatever schedule it is, I don't have it offhand. Just get it off of the list altogether, leave it up to the states, decriminalize it to the greatest extent possible, and remove it from this rule of being on a banned substance. I would be in favor of that. I'll be in favor of that. And as far as the purity standard thing, U.S. This isn't well. The IOC could like in U.S. You know what though? U.S. There's also not the only country with legalization standards or decriminalization. Portugal has decriminalization. Other countries have decriminalization as well. So it's not like it's just us who's decriminalized marijuana. The IOC can just as easily take it off for other countries along with the U.S. So that goes both ways. You're right. It's not the only country on earth, but we're not the only country there are countries who are more stricter rules on marijuana. Absolutely. But there are countries who are lenient as well. So I think they could take it off the substance list. And man, a lot of drugs that they're not supposed to be using are going to be used at those Olympic parties. So I don't know. And as far as the athlete, Gwen Berry, the one who turned her back on the anthem, it's just for attention, man. It's just for attention. Jesus Christ. That's why I'm not even going to read this shit. The story about it. It's just a girl getting into. I don't care, man. Do I really even care about the Olympics? I do care somewhat. You do like watching it. It's like, yeah, like tomatoes wanted to grow your own. If you get stuck, you crappy weed, too bad for you. Yeah, the Dutch smoke the pancake. Yeah, prohibition doesn't work. The correct situation. Most things not give a fuck, but the kink thing is the difference between not caring and pushing and exalting things. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I would say they're okay to publicly do that at a parade. That's fine. I wouldn't encourage you to bring your kids, but I wouldn't legalize it. I'm not going to put a law. It's not my job to tell you how to raise your kids. I just don't think it's right. I think you're causing problems, but I can't fucking tell you what to do. This is not my job to tell you what to do. I could suggest, but I wouldn't say, "Oh, there should be a law to tell you that you shouldn't do this." You're like, nah, because then you'll find a loophole. Like, oh yeah, that's not. You don't want that. Shaun White smoked up after a goal in freestyle. He still had other events to compete. Yeah, he kept his goals competing in other events. Okay, then that's fucked up if that standards happen. She should appeal based on that standard. Like, well, what about with Shaun White? That's what I would say. But I don't know if certain loopholes were there and haven't been changed or have been changed. Who knows? But that's at least something to appeal under. But I mean, again, I think the rules should be changed about that substance. And if you did, hey, everyone's not, this ain't the land of competitive agreement. I understand, Noble Iro, you want to take the moralistic view, that's your prerogative. And hey, I appreciate that there's different people with different opinions on things. There's certain things I'll take the moralistic view on. I just feel like, hey, cat's out of the bag when it comes to athletes and substances. Not just banned, legal, whatever. Again, Lochte was smashing up fucking bathrooms and shit last time. You guys remember that? And that wasn't air. That wasn't on air in life he was high on. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's just where I stand. It's like, okay, we're gonna, if we could do that, but we wouldn't have that many people. You might be able to compete for the Olympics if we did that, but not me, because I'm obviously with smoking. But you get the point. You get the point. Go an hour and 20. Let me see. Is there anything else worth talking about before we get out of here? Is there, I'm not quite. If there's anything you guys want to toss out there, because you guys toss some of this stuff out there, keep doing it, because it's just interesting conversation. Interesting conversation. And yeah, like you said, prohibition doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. A lot of things just don't work. And you just have to accept it. Even, like I said, the moralistic view just doesn't work. But there's other point of views that do. Just that most of the things are bullshit. Don't feed into bullshit. That tends to work. Sorry, now I'm still looking on bounding. Yeah, it should be a states' right issue. That's what I think. Leave it up to states, defederalize it, and then get it off the ILC. And he smoked in the Olympic compound. How did he get weed in the Olympic compound? Here's something else. He's not the only Olympian who smoked in the Olympic compound. He didn't smoke alone. Oh no, did we? We lost Richard Donner. Oh no, I hope. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. Most of the awesome things from the 90s and 90s and 2000s, I guess, up to 2009, we grew up, we're edgy to somebody. We were lucky that it was treated neutral for the most part. Yeah. He did. He created the superhero movie, and to me, it's still one of the best ones. And there's Yo from New Bomb Turk. Yo. Smoking pancakes. Yeah, R.I.P. Richard Donner. That sucks. Golly. That's some, man. That sucks. That sucks, man. Would any of this happen? This superhero stuff have happened if Richard Donner didn't make a good Superman movie? Like if the first Superman sucked, and maybe it doesn't hold up to everyone's standards, so to speak, but it was beloved at the time and throughout history, the first couple Superman movies. If they weren't good, what would have happened to the superhero film? And their reporter is going to cover The Omen during this Halloween series. Man. Only time I smoked the pancake is when I had the range on too high. Yeah. Never actually. I know that's. I just know that from Austin Powers. But R.I.P. That's sad. That's really sad. But and that's sad. what would entertainment be without that first Superman movie? It took a while for the superhero to really blow up as the movie of the movie industry. You know what I mean? The type of movie made by the movie industry. You had really until the 80s, because once Batman 89 came out, you had all the Batman films, you had Blade, you started to have more. That's when they tried the Corman fucking Fantastic Four, and there was a shitty Captain America. I actually saw with Slasher McSplitter. So no, Superman had the highest budget in the 70s. It made a ton. It was even better. More sitting at tables talking about feelings, like Gary says, wins Oscars. Yeah. So I didn't know about having one of the highest budgets in the 70s, having the highest budget. But I mean, it made a lot of money. But yeah, if that's a bomb, and 2 was even better. I think that's what he said. 2 was even better. And if those movies are bombs, I'm sorry. I don't think we have the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it would have been, more sitting at table talking about feelings, which is what superhero movies ended up becoming. R.I.P. Donner, he started off the superhero movement. He's the reason a lot. I know Star Wars obviously is important as well. No lie about that. Star Wars and Star Trek are important in getting a lot of us together. But the superhero movie is huge and getting a lot of nerds. Getting nerd culture popularized. And it would not have I don't think it happens if that movie bombs. I think even later bombs took the superhero movie away for a little bit. Looking back, what's the gap between? I mean, Blade came out literally the next year after Batman and Robin, and I mean, I like Batman Forever, even though it's flawed. And I even like Batman and Robin, even though it's flawed, even if it's ironically. But it was the next year you had Blade. And a couple years later, you have X-Men, and then a couple years later, you have Spider-Man, and before you know it, Spider-Man 2 came out in 2002. Iron Man 1 comes out in 2008. You have the DC with the Dark Knight trilogy starting in 2005. So you know what I mean? You don't have this huge gap. It's like every few years something comes out to keep it going. But without those first 2 Superman movies, and part 3 and 4 were not beloved, even though a lot of people saw part 3 anyway. And yeah, I saw that goaltender thing. That's sad as well. I'll get into the comments, but after finishing the point, but just I don't see it. I think you really do need that to be a success. Just like you also need Batman 89 to be a success as well. I think that's important. But after you get that, there's enough momentum to keep the ideas going because people kept trying after that. Even if there was some knocks around the way, there was people keep trying, and eventually we got to where we got to. So let's see what you guys are talking about. So Star Trek, I'm sorry, the motion picture had the second highest. Thought it was the highest, but Superman beat it by 10 million. And noted, Star Wars is apparently not either of these two. Maybe it's still up there. And I saw this goaltender died. He hit his head. I think he slipped and hit his head celebrating the 4th. I think there was some fireworks that went off, and he somehow slipped and hit his head. That's insane. That's insane. It's a freak accident. Yeah, the budget. The reporter was talking about a shame 3 and 4 were hot garbage. Read something chest compressor. Oh, was it chest? Oh, is that what happened? I thought I know it was like the fireworks went off. He got apparently the reporter said he got hit with a mortar. I thought he hit his head. And Pop Culture Republic has to dash. Have a good stream. I will try. People say bye. That's sad. Let's actually look up the story so we can get it right. Get it right for the people. See. Lightning. Geez, you think Oh, Columbus. Why I think Tampa Bay? Columbus. Because, yeah, it was in Novi. Didn't it happen in Novi? Novi being in Michigan. Let's see the story. Yep, it was in Novi, Michigan. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's share the story. Just Espen. But a medical examiner in Michigan says at an autopsy has determined that Columbus Blue Jackets goaltender Matisse cannot pronounce that name. We'll just call him Matisse Kivnieks. Died of chest trauma of an errant mortar fireworks blast, not a fall, as authorities previously reported. So it was previously reported as a fall, but you guys corrected me, and you're right. It was a mortar blast. Police in Novi, Michigan said the mortar-style firework tilted slightly, started a fire toward people nearby Sunday night. The 24-year-old was in a hot tub, tried to get clear with several people. Oh, man. EMT, oh, man. Took 4 minutes and 30 seconds to arrive. When the 911 call, he was taken to a local hospital. He was pronounced dead. The Oakland County medical examiner reported preliminary autopsy results Monday afternoon. So he stayed in Michigan, even though he played in Columbus. Jeez, a mortar blast. That's terrible. And Nerdporio has to drop out. Oh, and yeah, sub to Nerdporio, which you have more subs than me. So I should be telling people on your channel to sub to me. No, Nerdporio, he's over like 600. He's going to be at 1,000 in like a week or two. So sub to him now. Say you were there before he got to 1,000. How about that 100 years of CCP? Sheesh, that's brutal as well. And there in there, pro. This is not the happy end story. No, this is not the happy ending story for a VW stream. We got to find. I will end with a happy story after this depressing. This has been a bit depressing stream. That's depressing for somebody 24 years old to die, especially like that. Jeez, that's really sad. That's really sad. Let's see. Looking at positive stories as I watched that, but it's just really, really, really sad. I'm not quite ready to end. I didn't find a positive story to end on, but I could not say the guy's last name, so I don't want to mess up. Matisse died in my home state. And that's a freak way to die. Sheesh. Who the fuck was shooting the fireworks off? You know what I mean? Because he was in a hot tub. Who's shooting fireworks at a guy in a hot tub? Was somebody drunk being stupid? And are they going to be charged? Yeah, really, really sad. Oh, man. So what a stream. We've talked about a lot of depressing stuff. Them grooming kids, them, a bunch. We did talk at least about some positive stuff with the Transformers, but Richard Donner passed. This goalie passed. It's been a bit of a dark day in the neighborhood of YouTube. At least here. But I think it's probably best that we do hit this positive story and then get out of here. If something comes up, somebody shows up and somebody has something else you want me to cover, I can definitely do that. But I guess just to try to raise spirits. We talked about, unfortunately, people passing. We talked about somebody's life being saved. Apparently, 2 Boy Scouts rescued a drowning woman from Missouri floodwaters. From Missouri floodwaters. The Columbia Fire Department in Missouri plans to honor 2 Boy Scouts with a Citizen Life Safety Award for saving a woman's life. Joseph Diener and Dominic Viet, and hopefully I'm pronouncing either of those children or those kids' names, or young men's names, riding their bikes in Columbia, Missouri on Friday, trying to survey the damage after a massive rainfall flooded parts of the city. All of a sudden, they heard someone scream for help. The young woman was swimming with a friend at J. Dick's Station. where deep flood waters had engulfed the entire basketball court. Look at this shit. And she was quickly drowning. The first thing that came to my mind was to get into the water. Dominic told CNN, didn't have time to think. Her head was barely above water. We could see her sinking more down every second. We didn't think about the risk. We had to get her out. The two said they had the woman grab onto their shoulder because her legs were cramping, and they were able to doggy paddle back to shore. Notice her currents trying to pull her down too, or pull us down too. Because I don't know, it's not normal water. She laid there for about 5 minutes, coughing a lot of water, just not moving or talking. The woman was transported to a local hospital for evaluation. Assistant Fire Chief Jerry Jenkins added that the woman was expected to be okay, though he did not know her current status. I hope she is okay, because again, he doesn't know her current status. But in recognition of their bravery, the Columbia Fire Department will honor the scouts with a Citizen Safety Award this week. So that's something positive to end on them saving this woman's life. Hope she gets better. And some other good news. New Mount Turk says the Wake Down and a few others had about a 5-hour live stream last night. Total randomness. Yeah, fireworks can go off at strange angles if not set correctly. And that's talking about that unfortunate NHL player who died. That's sad. But hey, we did hear some positive news. We got in with some positivity. Somebody's life getting saved. But what the fuck? Jesus Christ. I'm looking at one of the stories. The other stories. I'm always on this sunny skies to find my positive stories. And they'll have like random stuff on the side. Police broke up an exorcism at a Pennsylvania Home Depot store. Somebody said these are the days of Noah. But this is just wild. I gotta read this story, right? Police in Pennsylvania broke up an exorcism in the lumber aisle of a Home Depot store on Monday. The exorcism in this case was for trees, and it took place in a Home Depot in Dickinson City. What state is this again? Pennsylvania. Dickinson City, Pennsylvania. Details are scarce on just what was going on inside the store, but police were called around 3:26 to escort several people out of the store for bad behavior. Police blotter item posted on the Dickinson City Police Facebook page gave a few clues into what happened. Simply saying at 326 Commerce Boulevard, Home Depot for disorderly people having an exorcism in the lumber aisle for the dead trees. They were escorted out of the building. Hundreds of comments on the post obviously beg for details. Ashley Faraday, how does a wood exorcism happen in 2021 and not a single person in Home Depot videoed this for all our entertainment? I need answers. An exorcism in Home Depot, I just can't right now, says Sarah Honey. Dennis Piazza says the Home Depot should be a national news. Yeah, it should. May the price of plywood come down in the name of Christ compels you. Yeah, price of supplies are expensive. Sometimes Louis Galeto thinks the 2x4s in his garage are possessed. Does a scoriated wood cost more, says Mary Jo Niven. I wish I was at Home Depot today at 3:26, says Lynn Set Panny Tedsko. I'm screwing up your name. Paul Zinski came here to confirm the lumber exorcism. I was not disappointed. Holy smokes. There's no indication on whether the incident had anything to do with the price of lumber, and no charges were filed. That was insane. So that's a funny story to end on. Why Home Depot talk about random? Well, that's where the lumber was, the possessed lumber. Maybe the lumber is possessed. Maybe the Illuminati put demons in everyone's lumber, so we're building evil houses. Who the fuck knows? Who knows? The world is crazy, man. Yeah, we think they're crazy. We think they're crazy for trying to exercise these possessed wood panels. Next, we'll find out they were right. Who knows? Who knows? Tree Hunger makes sense, says New Mount Turk. All right. We're going to end on that note because there's no topping that. So if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do so. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching and thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. Oh, no, wait, Cinch and Dildo shows up now. Right now as we're ending. You missed the whole show, Cinch and Dildo. I feel like, but like you're such a loyal fan. I can't redo the last hour and 40 just for you. Yeah, I was signing off. Like, okay, I'm about to hit the end broadcast button in a second. And then Cinch and Dildo shows up. You missed it, man. We were just talking about, because it was pretty depressing. We were talking about Richard Donner passed, unfortunately. Kids are being groomed according to Washington Post writers. And the kid from the Columbia Blue Jackets, he got hit with a mortar and passed. And so we found some positive stories to talk about to end. And apparently, and I'll give this story to you again, police broke up an exorcism at a Pennsylvania Home Depot. The wood was possessed, according to the people who were trying to perform an exorcism. So we ended on this funny story. So if you're like Cinch and Dildo, showed up late, didn't get a notification, which happens, please watch the playback. I appreciate everyone who does watch the playback, because people do. So if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share, subscribe, please do so. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. And I'll go watch it then. Cool. I appreciate it. So be like Cinch and Dildo, watch the playback, and like the video, share, and subscribe. All right. Good night and God bless. Peace, everybody.